Until the development of steel frame construction in the last century, most buildings were erected by stacking stone upon stone. The cornerstone was the first stone placed above ground level and marked the northeast corner of the building. Items commemorating the event and of historical interest were often placed in a cavity in that stone so that future generations might know something of the community that built the building. This tradition lives on today in the Cornerstone Ceremony offered by the Masons of the Grand Lodge of Nebraska. Since 1869, the Masons of Nebraska have performed this interesting and impressive ceremony for over 530 buildings, including the state capitol building. A cornerstone ceremony can mark the accomplishments of a community in a way that instills civic pride and provides an opportunity for a living study in American history. The ceremony used for a cornerstone dedication has changed little since it was performed by President and Brother Mason George Washington for the cornerstone of our nation's capital. There is no charge for the ceremony, and the cornerstone will be paid for by your local Masonic Lodge. There are two elements to the event, the ceremony itself and the celebration preceding and following it. Usually the audience is called to order, a color guard presents the American flag, and everyone joins in the flag salute. A prayer is then offered. What follows depends on the wishes of those responsible for the building. You may want remarks by local officials, such as the mayor, local ministers, council members, and so on, to precede the Masonic ceremony. Or you may want the Masonic ceremony to go first. The Masonic ceremony itself is short, only about 30 minutes long. The Grand Master makes a few remarks, and then the stone is symbolically tested with the ancient tools used by the stonemasons, the plumb, the level, and the square. With each there is a brief reference to history, an expression of appreciation for those responsible for the building, and an expression of hope for the future. The cornerstone deposit is then made. The officers then dedicate the stone and building with corn, which represents nourishment and plenty, wine, which represents joy, and oil, which represents peace, healing, and comfort. These three elements have been used in dedications of buildings since the time of ancient Rome. The ceremony is then closed with a prayer, and the rest of the celebration can begin. A cornerstone dedication can instill civic pride, unite the community, teach valuable historic lessons, and leave a legacy for generations to come. If you would like to schedule a cornerstone dedication for your building, or want to know more about the ceremony, please fill out the form below and click on the Submit Now button. A member of the Grand Lodge of Nebraska will contact you and be happy to answer any questions you may have. To learn more about the Masonic Fraternity, click on the Home button and you will be taken to the home page of the Grand Lodge of Nebraska, where you can find out more about our proud history and fascinating future. Nebraska Freemasonry, men putting ethics into practice.